Oh, hello guys, it's Steven here and welcome back to another Chinese TV box review, and today we're going to have a look at the Venztech V8. Now well, this TV box is very cheap. It starts at $60 or $65 on Alibaba. Now that's very cheap for an Android 4K TV box. Now this week I also reviewed the Transmart Orion R68, which has a brand new chipset, but it has some firmware issues, so movie playback. It really almost doesn't matter which codec, it's kinda stuttering. But here we have an older chipset, it's the Amlogic S812, basically the same thing which you can find in the hynix X8H, which really pleased me. And well, you see quad-core CPU, octo-core GPU, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigabytes of ROM, Wi-Fi, dual band, and yeah, all the basic things. Now today I want to present you that little baby here. As always, there's a link down below in the description if you want to check it out. So it's on AliExpress or Alibaba. And well, the package looks really huge and the box is really kinda cheap. So I would say let's get directly started and let's check it out. So let's go and let's have a closer look at the specs. So well, the chipset, it's the Amlogic S812. This includes a quad-core processor, so the ARM Cortex A9 running at 2.0 GHz. The GPU, it's the octo-core Mali 450, and you can also find it in a lot of MTK chipsets. It's actually not too bad if the firmware is really good. Now well, the hardware, it's definitely old and not that fast like the one in the Transmart Orion R68, but the firmware so far is better. So if you like tinkering around, you should probably go for the new hardware, but if you like to have something which really works straight out of the box, then you can also go with the Amlogic S812, but just keep in mind it's older and not that powerful. Now 2 gigabytes of DDR3 memory, so that's the RAM, 16 gigabytes of eMMC flash, but you can extend your internal memory. Then we have Wi-Fi, it's dual band 2.4 and 5 GHz, and it also comes with Bluetooth. Then it has an Ethernet port, 10 and 100 Mbits. The nice thing is it's an aluminum case, so it's in full metal body. Then HDMI 1.4b, so it doesn't support HDMI 2.0, that means we have 4K up to 30 FPS, 2K, and it comes with optical stereo output, so audio. Then here we have a power supply, 5 volts, 2 amps, so maximum power consumption below 10 watts. The good thing is it comes with a power on LED, blue LED, red LED, and I really like that. There are some mini PCs where you can barely see the LED, and I don't like that. Alright, so it supports various codecs, and you will see the performance in Kodi and everything during the review. Okay, so that are the specs, pretty much okay for the low price, and now I would say let's do a quick unboxing. Oh yeah, so there we go, let's open up the box and let's see what we can find inside. So I'm pretty excited, and there we go. First of all, here at the top, the user manual, as you can see, so it comes with a couple of pages in English, also with pictures. So that's pretty nice, but honestly nobody's reading the user manual anyway. Then here we have the V8, 4-core CPU, 8-core GPU, and so far I really like the case. It looks super awesome, black, and well, we have it at face, aluminum, looks really good and also feels pretty good. So well, I don't know that particular design, maybe it's a rebrand, I don't know, but so far I can say at the first look it looks and feels really great. Then let's put it beside and let's have a look at the other things in here. So here's some cardboard material. Oh crap. Then here's the remote control. So once again, some basic remote control here with the logo, volume up, volume down, skip. So the basic functions, also has cursor mode, and yeah, we'll check it out a little bit later. And in here we have the battery case for 2 AAA batteries. Okay, yeah, you see, here's the IR LED, so it's a normal IR remote control and no gyroscope mouse or whatever, so I would definitely recommend to get yourself something like that, like something with touchpad, keyboard, whatever you want to, but controlling that thing with only that remote control kinda sucks. Okay, then some other accessories. Here we have the power supply. And well, this looks kinda cheap, but it says here output 5 volts, 2 amps. This is the correct power socket connector for my country, really important. Now the power supply, it doesn't have an LED, also looks kinda cheap. Here the DC in jack, as you can see. Now you could replace that with any DC power supply you have, but so far it's looking okay. Maybe here, yeah, okay. Quality not the best, but looking good, and I'm pretty sure it does the job. Then here we have the AV adapter cable, so here to a 3.5mm jack, and if you don't use HDMI, then here you can use AV, like video, audio left, right. Okay, that's it. Then here's an HDMI cable, nice to have. I already got like 20 of these. And there we go. Let's have a quick look at the HDMI cable. And okay, it says here Venztech, so that's the brand. Cool, they have their own HDMI cables. They're gold plated, as you can see, so this is looking good, and it's around 1 meter long, or 70 centimeters, something like that. Okay guys, so that's basically everything you can find inside the box, and now I would say let's have a closer look at the Android TV box. So guys, here comes the TV box, and first of all, let's check out the design. And I really like it because the whole case, it's made out of aluminum. We have here this nice looking polished face, no sharp edges, so the build quality seems to be very good. No gaps, nothing is coming out of the device, so it's looking very good. Here in the front we have a little display which can display the time, and also there's the IR receiver for the remote control. Okay, here at the top that's not a sticker, so it says here 3D Blu-ray ISO supported, 4K Ultra HD, but with 30 FPS only because of HDMI 1.4b, and 5 GHz Wi-Fi is also supported, so dual band Wi-Fi. Okay, so that's basically the front. It looks pretty nice. I really like that it comes with a little display, and also here the whole feeling of the body, it's like very nice quality. All the USB ports are aligned on the left side of the frame. So we have here 3 USB ports, USB 2.0, and basically that are the only USB ports on this device here. All the other connectors and ports, they are on the back side. Now the back side of the box features all the important ports you need, so let's get started and let's have a look at them. Here on the right side we have the HDMI output port, so it's HDMI 1.4 up to 4K 30 FPS. Right under that we have the TF card slot to extend your internal memory. The box itself, it comes with 16 gigs, but you can extend it to 64 GB, that's no problem, works for me. Regarding 128, I couldn't test it because I don't have such an SD card, but as long as the file system is okay, you shouldn't have a problem. Okay, now here the Ethernet port, so this is also supported. Then here's the reset button. Basically if the device hangs up, if it refuses to boot or whatever, then just grab a needle, just push in the button, and there you go, you can reset the box. Optical audio out, it's here, so for your amplifier. Then here we have AV output, so for older monitors or TVs, and there's an adapter included, so you have seen it before. Here the DC in jack, as you can see, 5 volts, 2 amps, so the maximum power consumption is 10 watts and the average power consumption is very low, so 5 to 7 watts. Okay, now here's the power switch, so off to on, it's a hardware switch. And here we have the Wi-Fi antenna. Actually, you can rotate it however you want to, but you cannot unscrew it. So in order to remove the Wi-Fi antenna and change it, you would have to open up the whole device. Okay, that's basically it. It's also the Bluetooth 4.0 antenna, as it states right over here, and that's the back side of the device. And here on the right side, basically, there's actually nothing. So let's turn the box around and let's have a look at the bottom side. So there we go, that's the bottom side of the TV box, and also the bottom plate here, it's made out of aluminum. In each corner we have those rubber stands so that the hot air can go out through the ventilation holes you can see here. Basically there are no ventilation holes except here of the bottom, so don't put it on your hot Xbox 360 or PlayStation or whatever. Then you can see it's the model number V8, power supply 10 watts, blah blah blah, designed by Venztech, made in China. MAC address sticker, here's some warranty seal, and here you can see all the ventilation holes. Now it's pretty good that it's an aluminum body for the heat dissipation, and the hot air basically goes out here, and the design is completely fanless. So make sure you don't put it on some hot surface, so just put it beneath your console and not on the top of your console maybe. Alright guys, so the box is now connected to my 4K monitor, it's powered on, it's working, I did the setup, and you can see here the display, so it basically shows the time. Here's the IR receiver, and here's a little LED which shows if the device is on or not. Okay guys, so I've now connected mouse and keyboard, USB drive, external hard drive. Well, my 2.5-inch external USB 3.0 hard drive can't be powered by one of those USB 2.0 ports, so maybe you need a splitter, so you need to use 2 USB ports, because the USB 2.0 ports here, they can't put out so much power to power the hard drive by one single port. But so far really nice, everything is working so far. I will later also connect a PlayStation 4 controller, and this is how the device looks like when it's on. It's now on for 2 hours, and it gets a bit warm, so I would say hand warm, but not really hot like other chipsets. So that's pretty good so far. And now let's jump into Android and let's check out the Venztech V8. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, we're now here in Android KitKat on the TV box. And well, you see it doesn't look like stock Android, so it's a bit customized. We have here some custom launcher. I have already seen that launcher on another TV box, but I think it's quite useful because we get basically to everything which is important quite fast. But well, if you don't like it, just change the launcher, no problem. Alright, so it's just like Android on your smartphone. Android status bar here, if you swipe down from the top, like notifications there. Then here the quick toggles like settings, Wi-Fi, which is by the way pretty good, Bluetooth and location-based services. Alright, yeah, that's the launcher. You see you have your different categories. First of all, I want to get started with the settings and show you that, and we go to advanced settings to confirm the Android version. Here under about the media box you can see it's Android version 4.4.2 KitKat, the V for Venztech. Don't worry, this is really KitKat and not some spoofed version. And it says in model number N200, so it's probably rebranded from some other TV box, but I don't know the exact model. Alright, and here system updates, you can check for updates. I haven't got any OTA yet, and they told me OTAs are supported, OTAs are coming. I don't know if they're really OTAs, but yeah, I cannot confirm it. But there's also the option to update the firmware over the SD card, so I will show you that a bit later. But let's have a look at wireless networks. Funny thing is, Wi-Fi is not in here, so it's actually outside of the settings. But here we have Bluetooth, and I have to say Bluetooth worked pretty good, nothing to say about it. Then here we have portable hotspot. This basically turns your TV box into a Wi-Fi hotspot. You can use it like a router. Then here we have home for the shortcuts. You could change the launcher if you want to, and I will definitely change the launcher and probably use that as my Netflix box. Okay, next thing, display. We have here force landscape display. This can be quite useful, stretches everything. Cast screen is working, not with all devices. It seems that there is some HDCP problem with some devices like Samsung. I don't know why, but it didn't work with all my devices, but with most of them. We have storage in here, that's pretty important. We have one big partition, 16 gigabytes. You have around 11 to 12 gigabytes usable when you start it, so straight off the box, because I've already installed some apps and games, downloaded some content. Then here, SD card, my 64 gigabyte SD card gets recognized, no problem so far. And you just have to play around with the file system if you have some very big SD cards. USB storage, that's my USB drive with all the media samples. We'll go and check that out a little bit later in Kodi. And here apps running in the background, so we can check out the memory consumption. You don't have really 2000 megabytes of RAM, so usually you always have a bit less, and it's around 1.7 gigs. And here 790 megabytes are used by the system, and you still have around 820 megabytes of free RAM. And that's with the launcher and everything running in the background. And yeah, there is no malware, no spyware, no Chinese applications, just the customized launcher here, and it's looking good so far. Permission system, location-based services on your network connection, language and inputs. Maybe let's have a look at that. The default keyboard is absolutely crap. Would definitely recommend to change the keyboard because it's even missing some special signs, so I couldn't enter my password for YouTube. It was really annoying. Alright, regarding the languages, we have here some not complete language pack, so
and not all the subcategories, and well,
you see here all the languages which are supported, but maybe some are missing and the translation is maybe not the best. Okay, that's regarding language and input, accessibility, and about the media box. So that are the settings. We also have here once again device info. So you can see here Wi-Fi MAC address. Yeah, please don't stop telling me you're going to DDoS me. It won't work. Okay, Android version, kernel version, soft version. There we go. Here we have system upgrade, and you can choose the upgrade method. You can choose OTA or you can choose UDisk, whatever you want to. I will now ask them for an update and maybe write what has been changed on China devices. Here language, we have here screen scale, which is sometimes pretty important. It's currently on 100%, so it fills really my whole display, no problems. I'm currently using 1080, so full HD, because I'm recording with my Hauppauge recording device and it doesn't support 4K, but later we'll switch to 4K and I'll show you the playback with my camera in Kodi. Now, regarding the Wi-Fi signal, I have to say I'm absolutely satisfied. The router is in the next room. I had some other boxes here, and yeah, regarding the boxes with an external antenna, it was under the top 3. So I can say Wi-Fi is pretty good, and I really have no problem with Wi-Fi. Ethernet is also working. I tried with my power LAN adapter, no problem so far, and yeah, DHCP is working, so you don't have to configure it manually, and had no problems with that. Now the only problem I've had so far is that the launcher did sometimes hang up and the TV box rebooted. Not very often, but sometimes it happened, and also when I just plugged in my PlayStation 4 controller with the USB cable, it just rebooted. It was kind of strange, but now it seems to run kind of stable, so it doesn't crash all the time. Here we have smart apps, so basically like some widgets, news focus, weather widget, nothing I really use very often. Mirrorcast working, and here we have some speed up shortcut, basically just like Clean Master, it cleans your RAM, performance improvement, blah blah blah. Shortcut to the media center, and you can use your mobile phone as remote control. That's something I like about the launcher, so you can basically just scan the QR code, install the application on a smartphone, connect to Wi-Fi, whatever, and then control your TV box. Here's the App Center, and it comes with the Play Store pre-installed. That's really important. Also the cheap Chinese TV boxes, they should come with the Google Play Store. You just log in with your Google account, and there you go. You can go to apps, you can go to games, and download the latest applications, and it's really working with almost everything, so you don't have to worry. As soon as you have downloaded the applications, you will find them here in My Apps, so basically that's just like the menu, and I've installed here everything, and like YouTube, Netflix, VPN, Kodi, that was pre-installed. The only bad thing is that Kodi is already customized, so with some modules and add-ons, and it says sometimes like the add-on is incompatible and blah blah blah, and now then you have to uninstall the add-ons, and I would like to install Kodi on my own or just get it from the Google Play Store, but well, it was pre-installed. Here in 4K media player, we'll later check that out because I want to show you the performance difference between Kodi and the media player. It comes with Netflix pre-installed, but Netflix only works in 720p or 480p, I don't know, it depends on the Android application, so it looks kind of blurry on my 4K monitor and the quality does not look really good, but Netflix is working, and if you don't mind the quality or if you don't want to do the workaround on XDA, then you can also use it to watch Netflix. Same for YouTube, so we have the YouTube application, Twitter, we have a web browser, shortcut to Facebook, so basically just some shortcuts to the applications. Was just checking out something on BBC and works really good here on the TV box, no lag so far here in the browser. Okay, then I would say let's come to the really important thing, and I don't want to bore you with all this shit, so let's enter Kodi. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're now here in Kodi 14.2, so 15.1 is not downloadable. The APK says conflicting, so you would have to tinker around in order to get it working. But well, 14.2 is pre-installed. Also some channels and add-ons were pre-installed, like hynix, like, you know, you can watch a lot of things there which you're actually not supposed to watch, like new movie streams. It's like, you can watch a lot of new movies, for instance here, 2015 movies, Max Avengers, but honestly, I don't support piracy, and if I like a movie I go to the cinema, buy it, and I'm not just saying that because it's not kind of legal, but well, Kodi came like this. I haven't added anything, so add-ons, channels, everything in here like this. Okay, let's have a look at videos, and I can now show you my files, and we actually have to go back here. And what I wanted to say is that streaming, like I did 720p streaming, it was absolutely no problem, and my Wi-Fi and internet connection is really not the best. Okay, that's my USB drive. I have here some 4K trailers, and for instance the Hobbit in 4K, the Transmod Orion R68, the trailer here gave it a hard time because it was really lagging, and there we go. So this TV box is actually in theory not that powerful, but the firmware is really a lot better. So if we see some decent firmware on the Transmod Orion R68, then it will outperform this box. But so far I have to say this box runs all the trailers pretty good. AAC is this currently, and yeah, you see there is no lag, and also the audio is not cutting off. That's a problem I faced on the RNR68, like the audio was cutting off all the time. Wasn't really happy with that, but also here if you skip forward, there you go. You see it's really kind of fast and there is no lag if we have a look at this 4K trailer here, which is, by the way, 300 megabytes for just 2 minutes, so it's a kind of big file. Okay, then let's go back here. Whoops, I fucked it up. And there we go, files, SDA. And I also have here some other things like GTA trailer, it's full HD, 60 FPS, and also the Transmod Orion R68. Yeah, it couldn't play back that file without any lags, and there we go. Let's see how that looks like. And you see, absolutely smooth. Also the audio is not cutting off. AAC again, full HD. Maybe let's try something else. So I really hate that mouse here. And there we go. I also have here some H265 movies, like maybe let's try this one here because it's from Austria. It's on a famous mountain, it's Dachstein, maybe some of you will know it. It's actually a mountain where you can go skiing, and you see H265, it's full HD, AAC, playback's really good. 720p, same, absolutely no problem, really smooth, so I'm really happy with the video performance so far, and I can definitely say it feels pretty good. Okay, yeah, the only thing which was lagging, it was that one here, because it's some really big files, 620 megabytes for, I think, not even a minute, and it had problems buffering it from the USB drive. So if you copy it to the internal memory, it's a bit better, but this file is just too big. But if you have some good codec, normal sized movies, 4K, full HD, I had really no problem. Same goes for streaming or watching something in Kodi. I had no problems so far, so it feels pretty good, but just keep in mind that it's not the latest version, so this is 14.2 as you can see, and also it came pre-installed with some add-ons and channels, and that's something I don't really like because I like to customize it on my own. But yeah, that's Kodi, movie performance, thumbs up. Also the gaming performance is pretty good. The resolution is still on 4K, we're currently playing here Dead Trigger 2, and well, as you can see, this is really not laggy. I also played Real Racing 3, but somehow the PlayStation 4 controller was not really working, and yeah, the gaming performance was okay. It was a bit laggy in Real Racing 3. Modern Combat 5 was playable, not the best, but the best experience actually was here in Dead Trigger 2, and I have to say playing that game is absolutely smooth and gives you a real console feeling. So even though it's not the fastest chipset, it performs pretty well, so the software seems to be quite good. And also gaming here on that TV box is definitely a lot of fun. You will now see some benchmarks in Antutu and Geekbench, so you can also compare the performance a little bit to other TV boxes on the market. So I would say, let's go guys. So there we go, the benchmarks are finished and we're now here in Geekbench 3. So we get a single core score of 530 and a multi-core score of around 1530. Now the multi-core score is not so impressive because yeah, it's just a quad core, but you can see here Android version 4.4.2, the total usable memory, so the RAM is around 1.6 gigabytes, and the CPU clocks up to 2 gigahertz, and it's a quad core processor. Alright, so that's basically the most important information here in Geekbench 3. Then let's go out of this benchmark application and let's have a look at CPU set. That can be quite interesting. Here we can see the system on chip, and it clocks from 24 up to 2 gigahertz. Here you can see how the cores are acting. Currently CPU load is between 0 and 30% in idle. Then the GPU, it's the Mali 450MP, you probably know that. GPU load currently 0%, hot plug governor. The device info is right over here, and we have here available storage, so after some apps pre-install I still got 8 gigabytes, which is definitely enough for me. Here also the total RAM, 1.6 gigs, and yeah, that's the most important information here, also that you have around 50% of the total RAM left after it caches all the system applications. Okay, here you can see root access, so if you want to have root, then just install Super User from the Google Play Store, then just update the binaries and there you go. Root access is in the ROM, so that's pretty good. Okay, maybe something interesting is thermal, and here you can have a look at the temperatures. So here we have one temperature sensor, and it shows 50 degrees, and the device itself, if I put my hand on it, it gets hand warm just like my receiver, but not really hot. So yeah, they did a pretty good job on the heat dissipation. Absolutely no sensors because yeah, it's a TV box. Okay, so let's go back, let's have a look maybe at the Antutu benchmark. That could be quite interesting, and there we go. And it scores actually some pretty nice score, and this is 34,500. And in the ranking, if you would compare it to a smartphone, it would be on the level of the LG G3, Nexus 5 or something like that. Here you can once again see the info: 32-bit operating system, Android 4.4.2, Mali 450MP GPU, up to 2 GHz, the CPU, and yeah, that's basically everything we can find here. Absolutely no sensors, no temperature, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, that's Antutu, and so far the score seems to be quite good for the chipset. Okay, that are actually the benchmarks. There is not... Oh yeah, maybe let's have a look at the Antutu video tester. I did also run that one here. And here you can see the score. It's 1052, and I can show you now the outcome. So it fully supports 30 items. That's basically everything which is being tested, and we have normal support for all that, as you can see, from 3GP up to MKV, 2K and 4K, and we have perfect support for MP4 movies, AAC audio coding, AVC video coding, MPEG-4 or VP8. So yeah, they play very well, but also 2K, 4K, MKVs, they play really good, as you have seen in the movie playback test. And the score, it's 1052 here in the Antutu video tester, so this is definitely not too bad. Okay, maybe just a quick look here at the operating system. So some things were pre-installed: VPN, TeamViewer, quick support, not sure why. I tried Kodi Updater, but as I've said before, updating Kodi is not so easy as it seems. App installer right over here comes also pre-installed, so you really don't have to worry about your APKs or whatever. Media Center, Netflix comes pre-installed. Wi-Fi display, so I tried that, so screen mirroring, Miracast, and it works pretty good. It's not laggy, but also depends on your Wi-Fi connection and which device you're going to use to stream. Okay, yeah, we had a look basically at everything. There's not so much to check out. All in all, I'm quite happy with the performance. Just the system UI is sometimes crashing. There's something I want to tell you, and this is when I, for instance, start Kodi and I want to quit Kodi. Like 5 minutes later, I just press the quit button. We can now try it. Then it somehow freezes the launcher. Okay. So you see, exit doesn't work. Then I have to reboot the whole TV box. Sometimes also it randomly reboots. So there are some small firmware issues, but that's basically it. Except of that, I'm happy with the performance. Wi-Fi is great. That's all actually I need to have on this Android TV box. Oh, well, it worked now. So after waiting a bit longer, it finally closed Kodi, but sometimes it also just hangs up or just reboots. But that doesn't happen so often, and yeah, let's come to my final conclusion about the Venztech V8. Oh yeah, so we're now here at the end of this review of the Venztech V8, and so far I think it's a great TV box for the low price. Now it has the same chipset like the hynix Neo X8H, and I also liked this box a lot because the firmware was just great. Same for this box here. Then also I really like the case, so aluminum, it looks really good, it feels good, the heat dissipation is good. Also here the display with the time and the LED, that's something I like, so the design is great. Power supply could probably be a better one, but well, just a cheap one, so the box itself it's also very cheap, so really nothing to say about that. Basic accessories like this remote control here. Now the remote control is okay for Kodi. It also comes with the Kodi logo, as you can see. You can control Kodi, you can adjust the volume, blah blah blah, but if you really want to control that box easily, you should get yourself a gyroscope mouse or just use a normal mouse or whatever, otherwise it's really a pain in the ass. Now regarding the software, the default launcher, yeah, it's okay, it's easy to use, looks a little bit strange, but it's also a bit buggy because, for instance, sometimes it hangs up, freezes, but not very often. Then I just rebooted the box and it was okay for another day. So there were some issues with the firmware, but not too many. The performance really good, like movie playback no problem, all codecs, H.265, H.264. Even the 4K trailer, The Hobbit, performed pretty good. Now on the Transmod Orin R68 with the actually more powerful hardware, 64-bit and Android Lollipop, it was not that good. It was really cutting off the audio all the time. It was lagging, but that's because the firmware is really not good. The device is not so long on the market, so we'll see some software updates, and I'm looking forward to the Transmod Orin R68 too that performs as great as that little box. So this is really a cheap box you can buy, and it works, and everything here works pretty good. Like also gaming, you have seen that gaming performance is really okay. As I've said before, Modern Combat or Asphalt or for instance Real Racing 3, it's a little bit laggy in 4K, but in full HD no problem at all. Box is quite powerful, quite cheap too, and so far I'm really happy with it. Only downside is the software and Kodi, and yeah, that Kodi is pre-installed. Also comes with pre-installed add-ons, so if you want to configure it like you have to uninstall the add-ons and yeah, just configure Kodi on your own, but shouldn't be a problem for the most users. So far I really like it. The box is definitely nice, so you can find a link down below in the description if you're interested in this box. Great chipset, great little box and a low price, so what should I say except a thumbs up. Okay guys, then thank you so much for watching, have a nice day and bye bye, see ya!